This project is titled A Resource Effective Approach for Distributed Training of a Machine Learning Model over a Cluster. Today, one of the biggest problems with machine learning is that training time takes way too long. The two possible solutions to this problem are: 1. Use expensive cloud-based solutions such as Amazon AWS or Cloud AutoML, or 2. Just buy a better laptop or computer with better specifications. As one can observe, neither of these two solutions are ideal. This is where the idea of this project was born from. The use case taken into consideration is that if you are a project group or in a laboratory setting, why must you have to choose the best laptop in order to carry out your training? Why can you not make use of all the laptops, or in this context, the currently available resources, in order to reduce your training time? Now, the question arises, how can you distribute it? Because a normal machine learning engineer, or a student for that matter, is not expected to know the intricacies of distributed training. This is where the project comes in. We will automate the process of distributed machine learning. All we require of the user is a sequential machine learning code as he would write it on a single node, and the rest will be taken care of by the application. Coming to the final problem statement. First, the aim is to reduce the overall training time taken by a machine learning model. Second, to develop and devise a mathematical model that can make effective use of all the currently available resources. And third, to provide a cost-effective approach to the previously mentioned problems. The architecture of this system is very simple. First, for the distributed architecture, we employ the parameter server architecture. This is very similar to a master-slave configuration, wherein the server coordinates with the workers. A point to note is that none of the workers communicate with one another. This is very important in the context of distributed systems because since the workers do not communicate with one another, communication overhead is reduced. Now, there is a data updation format that also has to come into the picture. This is because data updation can either be synchronous or asynchronous. For our project, we've employed an asynchronous form of data updation, which implies that after a few iterations or after a certain period of time, all the data is updated for all the workers. This is done because all the literature review that we went through showed that asynchronous form of data updation always converges faster than a synchronous form of data updation. Although there is some loss of accuracy, this accuracy is very less as compared to the gain in convergence rate. This is why the asynchronous form of data updation has been employed. Now, the overall system architecture is very simple. As one can observe, there is one server and n workers. Each worker is assigned a task index ranging from 0 to n-1. The train logs is the database through which the workers can indirectly communicate with one another. And this is where the point of chief worker comes into the picture. As you can see, for worker 0, CW is written. This implies that worker 0 is the chief worker. In this context, the chief worker is the only worker allowed to write to the logs, while all the other workers read from the logs. This is important because if all the workers are allowed to write to the logs, then the question of dirty data comes into the picture, which will then reduce the accuracy of the model immensely. Thus, after a certain period of time, the chief worker writes to the logs, while all the other workers read from the logs. Lastly, there is an assign operation module that assigns the operations to the workers. It tells them which steps that they have to perform for that iteration. Now, coming to the actual system or the product in question. First, you have to choose whether you are currently the server or the worker. Right now, this is the server. On choosing the server, you get two options: to either create a new project or open an existing project. For now, if you choose to open an existing project, it allows you to open the file explorer through which you can browse and select the project you want. However, I will choose create a new project. As one can see, the project location has already been created and you can choose what the name you want it to be. For now, I will name it test1. The moment I hit create project, a new folder is created with the name test1 with two contents. First, a file named main.py. This is where the user will write his code. And the second is a folder named datasets. This is where the user can store his datasets if his machine learning model requires so. On opening file main.py, a few statements can be seen. However, for testing purposes, I've already written a linear regression code that will then be distributed. As can be observed, I have created the dataset myself, wherein I've calculated y with a slope of 0.5 and a bias of 5. Note that a random noise has been added in order to make it more difficult for the model to predict. I will now copy the code and paste it into main.py. In main.py, we have given a boilerplate code that the user must follow in order to use our application. Now I will paste the code. On saving, we can go back to the application. Now we have to test the program. Python is an interpreted language, which implies that for each line, syntax errors are checked, and if there are none, the line is executed immediately. The reason why this is problematic in the distributed context is because if there are errors, the program would be distributed before we found them. Therefore, we first compile the Python code and then move forward. Now we hit distribute and run. This section is where the workers also come into the picture. Right now, as you can see, the server host name is laptop1. In order to uniquely identify the server, we can also use IP addresses. However, as the network changes, the IP address also changes. The goal of this project is to ensure that this process is as easy as possible for the user, and hence we have used the laptop host name of the user as the unique identifier, as it will not change. Now, the moment the workers hit the button ready, you can notice how the workers' names have already appeared on the server screen. Once the server is happy with the number of workers, the server can enter the number of steps required. For now, I will enter 1000 steps. After this, all that has to be done is hit the distribute and run button. As you can observe, two command lines have already opened on both the workers, and the execution has started. Now, you can see at the end that a lot of steps have been skipped by both workers. This is because when one worker writes to the logs and the other worker reads from the logs, it has found out that certain steps have already been done, and hence it does not repeat those steps. This is where the main point of distribution comes into the picture. The point that neither worker does all 1000 steps, that is, the work is being divided between them. Now, you may notice that there are some steps that are repeated by both workers. This is because for that period of time between when the chief worker makes the ith write operation and the I plus 1th write operation, both workers work independently. If we ensure that after each step the workers write to the logs and then read from them, the system becomes very slow, and this is something we cannot partake in. Hence, both workers repeat some steps to an extent. Now,
As you can see, at the end, the slope obtained was about 0.49 and the bias obtained was 4.9.
These values are very close to 0.5 and 5, thus showing that the training occurred accurately and it was done by dividing the work between the two workers. Going to the graph, you can notice how the graphs that have been run for one data set, the MNIST standard data set. On the one hand, it is for a distributed configuration and on the other hand is for the single node configuration. Both accuracies converge at about 0.85. The question is not that which accuracy is better. The question is that are the accuracies comparable, and the answer is yes. So thus, this proves that even by distributing the machine learning training process, the accuracy is maintained and at the same time the training time is reduced. The people behind this project are Arish Iyer, Haramrit Singh Khurana and Ivan Maria. This project was supervised by Dr. Amiya Kumar Tripathi of the Department of Computer Engineering, Don Bosco Institute of Technology, Mumbai. Thank you.